Hello again, Tyrant here. I got done watching episode 4 of Interviews with Monster Girls, and it was an interesting episode. It's like a two-parter, basically. So the first half was basically a continuation of what happened last week with Yukina, if I remember correctly. That her little, kind of her breakdown from the gossip she was hearing from the girls' bathroom. Her trying to seek some help, in a way. From Takahashi, and then from there, he Takahashi has kind of this, this thought or inspiration that he has to, help these girls because of their demi-humanness. It's a way, but anyways, to continue on. So what he contemplated during the next scene was him trying to figure out a way to help them, and at this point, forgot what the succubus name is now. But anyway, she appears and she kind of apologizes for being rude to him and for that situation that happened, but he then talks to her, teacher to teacher, to see what they can do to this point. At this point, I'm thinking to myself, this is what high school is. It's just people just kind of bad-mouthing other people. It's kind of what happens. But in this situation, it's more like when you get more intense, like in that sense of how people bad-mouth others for their race or religion, kind of like that. And this is just kind of their subhumanness. But anyways, that even though you learn that these two girls aren't just bad-mouthing her in particular, they're basically just bad-mouthing other people. And he's trying to do good, but it's kind of hard when you're setting yourself up in a high school setting. So from this point, you get a very, very compelling, straightforward speech from, if I remember, her name is Hikari. If I'm pronouncing that right, I'm not quite sure yet. I will get it soon. But you get her basically telling the other girls off. And that was not a very moving, for me it wasn't too moving, but it was very direct. It was to the point, and she got her, and she made her know exactly what happened. And that scene made me think because how it ended was basically her explaining to why she went up to them and basically confronted them. It was to basically, not tell them off, but more like, I'm going to call you out on all this BS. And she does it because of her sister. And I will probably learn later of whatever event happened between for that. But for now, it's something that I want to know, because you get the second half, the second half will be a little bit, but then you get this midpoint in which they call a kind of like a small meeting, and Takahashi's trying to explain to everyone that they have to get together, talk about situation when it's hard, when they have to deal with their demi side of them, and you have the succubuses, because she also I don't know what she dealt with, unless she went to an all-girls school. I have no idea. I would think that's what would have to happen for her. But anyway, so she had to they can confide in her, because not only is she a demi, but she's a woman. That's what he said. So then you get to this point where they're concluding, and you get Hikari just wanting a hug, because basically everyone else has had a hug. Then you get this little comedic where the succubus wants a hug, but nope, because things can go wrong. She gets all sad, which was really funny. So you get to the point on the last act of this thing, where Himari, if I remember, that's her name, the twin sister's name, and she still doesn't feel that Takahashi is very genuine when it comes to her sister, and he's basically just using her. So maybe I don't know, maybe there's just a lot of speculating, but maybe when they were growing up, they treated her elder sister a little differently, and that's kind of why she's a little bit overprotective. So you get this conversation between Himari and Takahashi, and you get a little bit more, even though we understand him a little bit, you get a little bit more understanding of him and the character he is, and I really enjoyed it. To the point where she starts to get it too, where then Hikari I'm gonna just keep saying Hikari until I figure out her real name next week. Basically texts her sister about getting the hug, and it's just a very misleading text that kind of ruins the moment, basically. But it was funny. Just ends it. So can't wait. I just saw the preview for next week. So basically, we get Yukina's. Yeah, I think that's her name. You get Yukina's episode basically. So I can't wait for that. She's kind of slightly kind of come out of her shell a little bit. It's still gonna take time. It's high school, not gonna be easy. So I can't wait for next week's episode. I was thinking this was gonna be the third episode, but oh wait, no, the third episode was the succubus. That's why I thought the Snow Woman was gonna be the third episode. Then it would lead to something else, but it works. Because since episode 5 will be this, and now it's gonna probably be another half episode. So I can't wait. This is what I was hoping for. I kind of want to see her story. What's interesting, they haven't done any backstories yet, like flashbacks or anything. So now, if they do any, I would like to see some. Mostly the teacher, the succubus, her thoughts and how any of her thoughts that will come up. But for now, so far so good. So until next time.